Rocket has got the blue front end, late model. I guess with these blue spindles, we can call this the blue front end factory stock. Oh yeah. Y'all don't know how bad the rain. There's been able to be no races. I mean, I could possibly get this car finished at the rate we're going and not be missed very many races this year. And it's already July. Oh, I got plywood. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Well, first off, I have to apologize to the way that the audio sounds in here. I didn't notice it until here just I think the last video, I started realizing that the audio sounds funny. I wear a mic, and it should, but the problem is this shop is real low. I mean, I can almost touch the ceilings in it, and there's no insulation, so everything just echoes off. And plus, we're right on the highway, so all the traffic is so bad. But since the last video, I have done a little bit of work to the car, but it hadn't been nothing crazy. Like, if I just stop in here for just a little bit, I'll fool with it. And I did do some sheet metal work, just more or less to try to knock the rust off. And you can see my cuts is not perfect. I still got to build a piece to cover over that, but we've started doing that. And I also built this piece here. This piece is going to go right here. Now, I'm going to get it powder coated blue to match the frame and all, because it's going to pot rivet right here. And I think it would look funny if I had a piece of white sheet metal just stuck out here amongst all this blue. So I'm going to get that powder coated blue where all this will be blue, and then it'll start with the white and go down. So we got our shocks. We picked our shocks up, and I'll show y'all. Let me find one of them here. Who's done the shocks? This is CRS, Competition Racing Service Suspension. That is Jeffrey Abbey from, I can't remember what part of Texas he's from. I'll link what part of Texas he's from, and I'll put his information in here if y'all want to look at it. I did bolt the shock on. And I had actually stuck a spring on too, but then I had the spring on wrong. Like I told y'all, I've never put one of these stock cars together before, so it was a learning. So I pulled the spring off, just said I'll put it back on later. So we're fixing to put it on in a minute. And I was gonna show y'all also, this is a lot how, y'all seen how nasty this shop was. This corner right here was, if you go back to some of the old videos, it was slam full of radiators and batteries, this whole shop. So we cleaned it off, and I hauled that scrap metal out, and I started loading, and I'm gonna finish loading today. So this is how I'm helping pay for the race car stuff. Like, this is some old sheet metal that was back from when we had our late model. That's just left in here. There's the old spoiler. But I've gathered up, like, there's a bunch of oil pans and stuff that was laid out back. That's some aluminum stuff. So, and I'm gonna load up a bunch of stuff from the house too. And I'm gonna haul another big load of scrap iron, because hey, like I told y'all, we not rich folks. So gotta do all we can do to make it. Which is also why, one reason I'm working on this. The guy has decided he wants to pull the heads off of it. So I don't know if I'll do that tonight or if I'll do that tomorrow or something. But anyway, we'll get all that knocked out. I've added us a dry erase board there, so we can start making notes and stuff as we start getting closer. But anyway, that's enough rambling. That's the things that I've done kind of off camera. But right now, let's get the spring put on the left front and get all that hooked up, get the spindle put on. And then we're gonna move on and get some of the brake lines put in just try to knock some stuff out. First thing, and we are putting the eye-back springs is what we're going to start out with. You know, I've had a lot of people tell me to run the Landrum springs, and we may swap to Landrum springs. I don't know. You know, I mean, eye-back makes some really good springs. I know they say the Landrum is a little bit more consistent, but I get all my stuff. We're getting most of our stuff through Day Motorsports because we're set up as a dealer. So, you know, they don't have Landrum, so we're gonna go with eye-back. And like I said, if it comes to it, we feel like there's a difference there or a loss of any performance, then we can swap. But us getting started here, we are we've got to flat out learn this car, what it's gonna need. You know, the springs that we're gonna start with, you know, may not even be what we need on the car. You know, we may be needing something else. And no, I'm not saying what springs we're starting off on, because I have no idea if it is even remotely right, and I don't want to steer somebody in the wrong direction. And if we hit on something, I don't want my competition knowing what to hit on. So I'm sorry. I'm showing y'all a lot of stuff, but just can't show you everything. So, now like I said, I get this thing figured out, I'll be more than happy to help anybody, any of the subscribers stuff, y'all, you know, hey, I'll be more than happy to help y'all. But right now, you know, I got to figure this thing out, and we'll figure it out. And then once we do, we'll be fast with it. At least I think so. If I still remember how to drive anyway. All right, well there's that. That is in. I'm trying to video this and do it in small spurts where y'all can pretty much see everything, you know. Because I know if I go doing a whole bunch, it's gonna make it harder for y'all to see a lot. And I'm trying to share the whole experience with y'all. But when you get things just like this, it just takes time. It's just hard to show a whole lot. Them old ball joints and stuff is tight. And then I ain't even got greasable ball joints in the bottom of it. I don't feel a spot for one either. You know. Alright, well, some of that'll free on up. These A-arms are pretty cool how they work. You see how you can take these things is like a cam nut. You can move your caster and camber. See it trying to move all that as I turn. Pretty cool. But we're gonna want it to be all the way out there. I think gonna be all like that. So anyway, we'll do all that when we check the caster and camber, but it's wrong size. For right now, we're just gonna tighten them up where they ain't just flopping. You know, they got, Rocket has got the blue front end, late model. I guess with these blue spindles, we can call this the blue front end factory stock. Okay, that is complete. Looks good. So now I'm going to try to do this as clean as I can. So instead of coming through and running the brake lines all out here, I'm going to try to come off, run the brake lines down the inside of the firewall and go down, and there's a little bitty hole down there. I'll show you. We're going to try to come out there. And then we're going to come here. We're going to come to the firewall, go straight down, and there's a hole. We'll either come out there or there. May come out right there, and run it here to the front brakes. I was fixing to do this, and the fittings that I had, the guy sold me the other day, are not right. So, I gotta see. I got some at the house I think will work. Miss Jessica's gonna go pick them up for me, bring them to me. All right, while we was waiting on Miss Jessica, we went ahead and pulled the heads off his car. So, and then she brought the fittings back, and the fittings aren't right. So, just to get something done, I'm gonna get the T's put in. At least I'll have that much done. It's like I take one step forward and 2 steps back in everything we do. I got tables full of parts, boxes full of parts. There's another box with parts in it. New brake, I can't complete nothing. So what I got a T like this. Here's a JIC fitting that screws into pipe. This will hook up to my brake gauges. And this, I have 2 master cylinders. This outside one or this inside one will run the back brakes. It's a 1-inch master cylinder. The one on the inside is a 7/8 master cylinder. Okay. That ought to be plenty tight. Okay, now let's see if this plug will go back in here, kind of just keep the trash out of there. Here we go. And I got to go back today in the morning, and I'm gonna go back and go trade some stuff in. And the last bit of things that I bought, they sent me the wrong stuff. So I'm gonna take that stuff back and swap it. And then after I do that, that's gonna be it for a while, because old Trey has spent out. We're gonna try to just get what we got put on, make it all work, recoup a little bit. Because once, I got like the battery. I'm gonna try to find out when I go a day, the battery that I'm gonna buy, where's the negative post and the hot post gonna be. And that way I'll know where to run my cables. We can go on, I got all the lines for the batteries. Once we gotta get a piece of sheet metal built to go in here and block this. We're gonna mount the starter solenoid in here. We can start wiring stuff after that. It's just kind of a slow go. Like I said, I told y'all before, I'm a little rusty. All right. Will be good. Just put the plug back in there. And that much is done. And we're having to do this because the deck coming through here is going to hit this. So yeah, that's right. I finna say, dang, I bought the wrong one, but I didn't. I got the right one. Wait, had to tighten it to make sure it was tight before I loosen it. Ain't that what we said? Yeah.
Well, you gotta tighten it before you can loosen it.
Yeah, you gotta tighten it before you can loosen it. Okay. Yeah, this is be a high dollar little setup right here. All these fittings just for a breather. Oh. Okay. Now grab the, where is that big long ruler at, Nathan?
A big what?
Right there, grab it. Let's see how close of a,
Alright.
yeah, so how close it's gonna be. See, I gotta drop this back bar to be legal because I'm supposed to have a 2-inch drop. Oh yeah, that'll be able to get it now. Good deal. Now let's see if I can figure out a piece of sheet metal. All right, so we're gonna go there. I'm gonna try to come across this piece best I can. This is where you start getting into messing up sheet metal. When you start having to, I should have brought my cardboard. I got some cardboard at the house that I use, or I used to use to do this. All right, we're gonna go 28 inches. Cross our fingers, hope for the best. This will be the first piece. Well, actually, I built that front piece off, but it was much easier to measure than this. This is, I'm cutting out, yeah. All right, 28. 28, and we gotta be, I say, 19?
Yes, sir.
19. And I got those new Milwaukee shears, and I'm having to try to figure them out because they don't cut like my corded shears I used to have. So we're gradually getting that figured out too. All right. I throw all this scrap in my sheet metal scrap bucket out there tonight before we leave. $15 3/4 and come out 3 inches. Take this. We want this to be the outside, we hope, dead center. Oh, I got plywood. I'm like, dang it, I done got hard.
Cut a hole through the plywood.
I guarantee you, it was putting it there. I'm not gonna try to cut. I've been trying to cut them wide, and I'm making my cuts too wide, so I'm gonna try to narrow it up. And what I'm gonna do now, we're gonna go in and bend this end and get the 90, make sure it fits where it's supposed to, and then I'll take a final measurement off this other end. So let me mark my brakes. Okay. All right. Y'all gonna get to see my old, wore out, rusty, 19 whatever. But this thing here has seen better days, I can promise you. But hey, it still does the job. No, and it's just really hard to do that too. That sucker, I need a piece of. Oh, hello. I'm gonna have to cut that off some. That'll be perfect to leave on there. It's just gonna be a little long. God. Okay. Uh-oh. The Crown Vic enthusiasts out there. They did what? See my driver's license. I don't know what you're talking about. Fingers crossed. Some of you guys may be screaming at your cameras right now. Don't do it like that. I don't know. I bent these ends. I forgot to cut the camera back on. My daughter pulled up to pick Nathan up, and then I was bent these and didn't even realize it until it was too late. Okay. Okay. I think it's gonna work. It's not perfect. Let me get in there and see if I can put those together and see. That's got to go. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a little playing around with it to get everything right. I cut this hole here a little too low, right here. And I cut that one a little too high. So I'll mark it, see if I can't trim it. Like I told y'all, I'm gonna be a little rusty with it, but it's just a part of it. Is it gonna drive me crazy? Yes, because I like it, my stuff to look really, really good. Anyway, I'll trim this and you won't really ever notice it too much. Oh well, see what I can do. So the way they had this before is this piece come on the outside and went here and pop riveted to the piece on the inside. But now I may be wrong, but my way of looking at it is if I can bend a piece in here to come back to here and then just go straight back, then I can just come to build there and I ain't got cut out but to go around one more piece. To where if I bring it all the way over into here, I got to cut around there and then try to cut around another piece of pipe, a double, do another double. I think I'm going to just try to build it and just kind of curve it, come around and make a lip go back this way, and then I can put a piece here and I can build that piece into it. So I'm going to think on that. So what I'm going to do that's kind of on the edge on the rules, but I mean, I see people putting the decking up here over to this bar. I think I'm going to actually go across this bar and then come down with a 45 piece to hide my fuel line, because we're going to bring the fuel line right through here, right underneath here. I'll have to show you all those clamps later. But here our rule is you have to have your fuel line going through the cockpit, running through a piece of pipe. So I think I'm going to do that. That way that little bit of 45, I'm not going to drop it much, 3 inches, something like that. It'll hide that pipe where it'll just be a clean look. You know, I don't think I'll get in trouble for that. Worst case scenario, if they don't like it, I'll have to redo it. But anyway, I think I'll be okay. So right now, tell what we're going to go ahead and do. I know it ain't putting much, but we're going to go ahead and stick this upper A-arm on the front and get that done. I don't have the other spindle ready because I hadn't never got the spindle nut off, take it and get it powder coated yet. I'm going to get me a little grease to go on these bolts right quick. And these bolts aren't lining up just perfect, but there's not really much I can do. Like, it's kind of one of them deals. It is what it is, you know. I done tried to work the mounts, but they just aren't doing nothing. And yes, I know they need to move freely. They're not too bad. I mean, once you get them in there. See, I mean, that's moving pretty easy. And it's only going to free up the more you run it. I don't know. Y'all can let me know what y'all think, but I mean, that's all I've been able to do, because I done put these on and fool with them a good bit. You can see how easy the lower just moved there. It just has no problem. All right, that's good there. All right, well, I cut the camera off for a second, and then I went to thinking, I said, you know, I think some of those fittings I bought, the other fitting, I had a straight to go in it. So that's what I did, or I tried, and this is gonna work. So this is gonna take an extra fitting, but I'm gonna take a 45, which is another pipe, and then I'm gonna take a pipe to the inverted flare, and we're going to be able to make this work so we can run the front brake lines a little bit. Let me get all this taped up and tightened up. I went ahead and pre-bent my tubing to make sure it was all going to be able to do what I was hoping it would do right quick. Because I know this video is dragging out, I feel like. And I don't want to make these videos boring for y'all. So I try to cut them up and do the best I can to get y'all some good content. And I don't mind showing more of the details and slowing some of it down some, but like I said, I don't want it to get boring to y'all. Y'all just let me know what y'all like watching. Okay, I think that's about where I had it going a while ago. Let's just see. Oh, yes, indeed. So now, the plan is to take the longest one of these that I have. So I'm gonna stick this right in here. I want to come down, I want to come straight across, and then I want to put a 90 to go straight down to this small hole down here. So once I kind of have it through here. Now, of course, there's thunder and lightning, or thunder, which I know is lightning with it. It's just, y'all don't know how bad the rain. There's been able to be no races. I mean, I could possibly get this car finished at the rate we're going and not be missed very many races this year, and it's already July. It didn't come out the best down here, but what I'm gonna do is I'll go to town tomorrow and I'll buy some of those rubber grommets. I'll get a rubber grommet to go around here. That way it can't be rubbing metal on metal. And we'll stick some, once I do that, we'll put some clamps down. Clamp it down there. And we'll clamp it all down across here. I want to make it all neat looking. I want to try to get it where you can't see any wire or brake lines or anything on the outside. I want a really, really clean look. Now, can I get it all? I don't know. But one thing, I'm not in a hurry on this, so I can take my time and get it right. And that's the main thing. So, but anyway, I mean, we got a good bit of stuff done. I know it's dragging. Like I said, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to keep these videos in a short enough fashion to where it keeps y'all interested, shows y'all what I'm doing along the way. And I may have to do a few little things here and there off camera, but I'm trying to carry y'all all the way through this build. But anyway, it's going to slow down here soon because I've just about spent out. I've about done spent all the money that I can spend for now. I've got a lot of parts, but I mean, there's still some really expensive parts that I'm going to have. But, you know, we can get a long way on this thing before we have to worry about buying any other parts. But I am going today tomorrow. When I get there, I may walk y'all up. Y'all can see the outside of Day, and I'll walk y'all in and kind of show y'all around as long as Day Motorsports don't mind me doing that. That way, y'all that's never been here, some of y'all that's from way off, y'all will see what it looks like. So, but anyway, guys, it's going to wrap this one up. I am going to possibly work on it tomorrow night. If so, we'll get more stuff done tomorrow night. And we'll video it after I get back from Day. But I'm trying to get the other spindle where I can take it to powder coat. Trying to get the line going through the cockpit where I can get it powder coated. Trying to get I can't get everything powder coated that I need to get powder coated because I still got to get the rear end ready because I'm getting the rear end powder coated too. But anyway, I'm going to try to get several items ready to go to powder coat, and we're going to take stuff down to powder coat. And I may not film dropping it off to powder coat, but I promise y'all this time when we go, I'm going to try to make sure that Mr. Greg is there, because last time we went and picked some up, Mr. Greg wasn't there. He just left it out for me. So that way y'all can meet Mr. Greg and see him. He's a really, really good fella. Used to build hot chassis. There's a fun note for you. So any of you guys that knows what hot chassis, the modifieds and stuff was. But anyway, I don't want to get to rambling. I always get told by my wife I ramble too much, I talk too much. But I'm finna get everything closed up. I'm gonna try to get a few more things thrown on the trailer. And I got a lot of stuff I'm gonna load up at home. Try to make another big load and hopefully get me $400 or $500 more to go towards something. So, but anyway, guys, hey, I hope y'all enjoy. Next video, we're gonna be doing some more sheet metal work. You know, I'm gonna try to possibly get the rear bumper mounted. We gotta cut that rear deck bar down. try to get the bar, the bumper mounted, and maybe start putting some decking on there. So anyway, guys, hey, if you hadn't already, y'all share me out. Listen, y'all, it's like 2,000 people watching my videos within 24, 26 hours. And we've only got like 300 and, I don't know, right now, I think it's 370-ish subscribers. Hey, if y'all are watching it, y'all like it, guys, y'all subscribe. Hit the bell. Let y'all know when I post a video. And I love the interaction. All you guys that are interacting and going with it, man, I appreciate it. Y'all don't know how much. That's why I'm messaging every one of y'all back. So, hey, till next time, we'll see y'all.